Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. There is one fragrance that's been released in 2026 that should be popular everywhere. We're talking the world around, just everyone wearing it, buying it, hyping it. It's this one, and it ain't close. The Thing. Yeah, the classic sci-fi horror movie from the 80s directed by John Carpenter. It's a fragrance now. So this one's by Xyrena. They've been busy making some wild stuff this year like this. Yeah, it's interesting. But this is not actually anywhere remotely close to the top 20 most popular fragrances this year. No. I'll tell you what is though. This right here, Invictus Elixir. This is Paco Rabanne coming in at number 20. It smells basically like Invictus Parfum mixed with Invictus Victory Elixir, leaning a little bit more toward the Victory Elixir side of things, that vanilla. This has that. So on the one hand, if you want to be a certified hater, you could say it's boring because it's Paco Rabanne retreading common ground. On the other hand, you could say it's just friggin' smells good. And that's all I care about. And it does smell good. This stuff is really nice, very wearable. It has the sweetness toned down a little bit, slightly cleaner compared to Victory Elixir, and it's number 20 so far. Now, of course, as the year goes on and more fragrances are released and more people get their noses on more things, this will change. Some will move up, some will move down. For example, the new Myself, as of when I'm filming this, hasn't dropped yet. And when that does, I'm assuming it's gonna be in the top 20. I'd be shocked if it's not. For now though, it isn't because it's not out, so nobody's really talking about it. Number 19, 212 VIP Black Cab. Actually kind of surprising to see this up here because there are other fragrances that personally I feel like should be in the top 20 that aren't. Because the way this is pulled is sorting by most popular on Fragrantica men's releases for this year in particular. Maybe I'll mention a couple of those as the video rolls on, but 212 VIP Black Cab is actually pretty solid. It kind of is in line with a lot of other fragrances out there as far as having this caramel sweetness, you know, that vanilla forward gourmandy kind of vibe that's really popular right now. This has that going on. The bottle I think looks fantastic. The yellow on the inside, the cab markings around the bottle, really nicely done. Although I know some people will think it looks tacky, but I mean, you know, next to Invictus over here, it's not any worse than that as far as tackiness. Next fragrance, La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum, the new version. So this one's really interesting to me because it marks La Nuit de l'Homme coming back into the fold. It's been years since YSL has really done very much with the L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme lines. They basically just let them sit out there and rot. And then they finally come out with a new one, but it's actually a reformulation because they killed the old one, which is not always the best thing. They changed up the note breakdown as well. The cardamom that everybody loves so much from La Nuit de l'Homme, yeah, that's been taken out back. Instead, this is focused more on tobacco, red apple. It also has chili pepper as well. And it does smell nice, but it's automatically gonna catch a lot of heat because of that whole reformulation change thing. So we'll see as time goes on if people accept that one more, if it moves up, or if people don't really let it grow on them. 17 and 16 are these right here. Boss the Scent, Eau de Parfum Intense, and Legend Elixir. So kind of down in this range right now is the stuff that is by and large not gonna be crazy hyped. These are more the type of fragrances that'll probably find like a niche, you know, a subsect of people who love them, but they never break out in a massive way. Maybe Invictus Elixir moves up as more people get their nose on that one because it's really new as of this video. And like I said, the La Nuit, who knows? But the Scent has never been a massive fragrance line. And then with this one, they're basically just putting it out as the Scent Intense, which there was already a The Scent Intense years back. That being said, my wife loves the way this stuff smells, nice and sweet with that Meninka that really gives it a unique edge. And then Legend Elixir, this one is gonna be better if you can pick it up on the cheap. So this is gonna be one of those ones where if you buy it at full retail, you may not feel as good about it, but if you can pick it up, say, I don't know, 3 months from now, from a discounter for like 60% what it costs at full retail or less, it's a lot better at that point. And I've got to admit, with Legend Elixir, I'm not crazy in love with it, but it's another one my wife likes a whole lot. Note breakdown wise, it looks really interesting. There's a lot of different things going on there. but a bunch of that doesn't actually come through in the fragrance. It does, though, have really nice versatility, so you can wear it pretty much whenever you want. Let's hit 2 more in quick succession. Right here, Luna Rossa Carbon Eau de Parfum, and then Boss Bottled Striking Lavender. So these are both a little weird in a way. So Striking Lavender, this one is, well, lavender forward, really clean, easy to wear, comes across maybe slightly simple, but it's pleasing. It's a solid spring, summertime fragrance. Good during the day, nice office scent. It is a limited edition, so it's one of those deals where if you don't scoop it up in the short term, you may not be able to scoop it up at all. Yeah, that kind of deal. But outside of that, solid little release. Not bad, but not anything crazy either. This one, Luna Rossa Carbon Eau de Parfum, it's a mixed bag. So the original Luna Rossa Carbon, that smells similar to Dior Sauvage, right? Everybody knows that. It's Dior Sauvage with a Prada twist, a little smoother, yada, yada. And with this one, the Eau de Parfum, the expectation was, well, gonna be like Sauvage again, right? Sauvage Elixir, maybe? Because it does have licorice as a note. They actually dumbed it down to 3 notes again, which, yeah, 3 notes, thanks so much. I just hate it when the brands do that because it's like simplifying everything down to the point of it just being too stupid, you know? Trust in your audience, trust in the people purchasing your product, that when they look at a note breakdown and it has more than 3 things, they're not gonna go, what? Oh my God. How am I supposed to understand this, man? There's like 6 words. I can't read that much. I wish I had just 3. I hate it, I hate it. But this one has lavender as licorice, it has cypress. That's it. So yeah, like I was saying, Sauvage Elixir, people were kind of thinking that, but no, not really. It's kind of doing its own thing a little bit. It does have some throwback to some of the other Luna Rossa fragrances that came before it. The licorice that's in here is done in a clean way. It's not like a crazy, heavy, bitter kind of licorice. It's aromatic, it's woody, and it's pretty well done, but it's probably not gonna hit the same kind of level that the original did. Because the original had that wear it anytime kind of vibe, again, because it kind of smelled like Dior Sauvage. This one does not quite hit on that same level. It's well done, but I don't think it's gonna pop up into the top 10. Well, obviously it's not in the top 10 now, I'm talking about in the future. I do think it could pop up above the next fragrance though, which is Narciso Rodriguez Musk Santal. That's weird, I didn't expect that. This one's got musk, sandalwood, aromatic notes. It's classy, you know, it's more probably going to appeal to guys late 20s and up. Not really a strong fragrance as far as projection goes. Very moderate, and that might be being too nice to say moderate, but you know, that can work for people if they're looking for a, you know, an office safe kind of fragrance, because this works really well in situations like that. But Narciso, not a massive name. Musk Santal, not a very exciting flanker name. And then the note breakdown is pretty basic, as you can see right here, not a whole heck of a lot going on over there. So I would expect as time goes on for this to fall down the ranking. Not that it smells bad, just it doesn't have a lot of excitement to it for most people out there. That being said, for somebody looking for something, like I said, that has a nice bit of elegance to it, that's gonna be office safe and not a screeching loud scent, this stuff could work really well. 2 more quick fragrances, then we're into the top 10. 1 Million Night Elixir, Paco Rabanne, and yet another elixir, this one Hero Elixir. I do like the look of this bottle because it's basically the look of this one, just reversed as far as the gradient goes. And it's got a weird note breakdown, including maple syrup, alongside cinnamon, citrus, and of course vanilla, because you can't have a Paco Rabanne fragrance without a frig ton of vanilla. It's the rules. Does it last? Oh, yes. It lasts a long time. It also projects really heavily. It's gonna fall in line with fragrances like 1 Million Elixir, Lamal Elixir, basically any elixir that has a lot of vanilla. And I actually really like the way this stuff smells. It's one that grew on me. It has a little interesting twist because of that maple syrup. And it's not bad. You know, fall, winter time when it's really cold out, blast that stuff on. You don't have to worry about reapplying or anything. You're good to go. And that's one that could maybe scooch up a little bit. Wouldn't surprise me. Hero Elixir is Burberry basically saying, hey, remember when Gucci came out with Guilty Elixir and they made the bottle like smaller and then they charged a lot of money. Can we do that? Can we do that? Is that cool? Can we do that? They did. Good for you. Yeah, good for you. Now this one does have a lot in common with Burberry Hero Parfum Intense. So if you were looking at this being potentially a Sauvage Elixir type of elixir, where they change things up and swing for the fences with something different, that's not what they did. They basically just looked at what they had already set up with some of the other Hero fragrances, like I said, Parfum Intense, for example, and they went, what if we just do that again? Of course, just done with a little bit more of a deft hand. It does smell a little bit higher quality. The performance is fantastic. The leather note in here is very smooth. It's a great evening fragrance. So I'm not saying like, oh, it's, terrible. I actually think this smells better than Hero Parfum Intense. But if you were going to take a shot at that, or you were going to knock it down for anything, it would be that it's not really changing things in a very big way from what they've already done. All right. Top 10, let's go through these quick. Before we hop into the top 10 though, codes. They're also in the description so you can copy and paste them anytime you want, but I have codes to save additional money at JOMASHOP, Gift Express, Fragflex, and more. All right, here we go. Stronger With You Spices. The name? Boring. Is it spicy? Yes, but probably not as much as you would expect. I actually think it smells really nice. Basically takes the Stronger With You DNA, gives it a little bit of a Middle Eastern designer fragrance twist. Really wearable, not sickeningly sweet, but a little pain in the butt to find as of right now. So that's the drawback for that one, I'd say. And also it's not a main line Stronger With You. And I think sometimes that there are almost like two different Stronger With You lines. You have the main line, so Intensely, Absolutely, all of those. And then you have this line, which was the Middle Eastern exclusive line, at least when it started. And that's like leather, oud, amber, tobacco, spices. And these just come across to some people as a little more boring because of the way that name is set up. And also, there's just so many Stronger With Yous. There's a lot of overlap now. After that one, another Armani, Acqua di Gio, Eau de Parfum Intense. This stuff I like. This stuff I like a lot. Smells similar to Acqua di Gio Absolute, so kind of like taking that and bringing it back from the dead, necromancy style. Just what I like in my fragrances, but it does smell great. This stuff has that balance of fresh, sweet, and minerality that works extremely well in spring, summer, and early fall. This stuff is really good. It does suffer from sort of the same thing that a lot of Stronger With You suffer from, where, there's gonna be just some people who say Acqua di Gio, man, it's played out. I don't want Acqua di Gio anymore. Polo 67 up next, the Eau de Parfum Extreme version. Lovely opening here, citrus, pineapple, solar notes. This is basically your jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife type of scent. You can wear this stuff year round, daytime, evening, doesn't matter. Casually, on a date if you wanted to the office, whatever. This will do it for you. As time goes on, it should drop in price as well. Polo 67 is just one of those lines that, it's sometimes a little simple, but it gets the job done. This stuff gets the job done. Number 7, Gentleman Society Sport. Did not expect this to be in the top 10 because the way this hits is, to me, a little bit like old school to an extent. Just when you smell this, the way the citrus hits, it's sharp, it's bracing, it's a little bit green. It throws it back to me to fragrances from decades ago when you first smell it. Now, obviously it's a modern fragrance, but you can tell it's kind of inspired by like some of these old school ones. So to me, this is going to appeal more to guys that are late 20s and up, maybe even early 30s and up. It is super clean. It's classy. It's a good wear, spring, summertime. I actually really like the way this stuff smells. Got like that woody undertone to it, but I just didn't expect it to be up in the top 10. Looking at these, I would expect, for example, the new Lana Wee to be up there over this, but as of now, it is not. Also, another fragrance I expected to be at least in the top 20, the new light blue. The Eau de Parfum, as of right now, that stuff is not in the top 20 at all. Also, the new Bulgari Manwood Essence Parfum, not in the top 20, and Club de Nuit, the new one. Club de Nuit Iconic Extrait, not there either. Next up, Forever Wanted Absolute. Now the opening for this can be a bit rough. A lot of people have had smell this, don't like the opening, but as it dries down, way nicer. Actually smells fantastic in the dry down. This is gonna be more fall, winter. Great boozy note in this one. Top 5, Le Beau Narcisse. And also actually, number 4, Le Mans in Blue. Now these two make perfect sense as far as popularity and initial sales and everything, because both of these are massive lines. But I gotta tell you guys, I don't really love them. Now, to be fair, I have not worn this one in a while. So let's go ahead and have another sniff. Little powdery, floral kind of action, not overly to my liking. And then Le Mans in blue, this one has licorice and comes across somewhat similar to Luna Rossa Carbon Eau de Parfum, but between the two, I actually like the Luna Rossa a little bit more. So both of these going to be popular just because of the lines that they're in, but as time goes on, it's gonna be interesting to see how many people come around to liking them the more that they wear them, the more that they smell them. So as I said, these two were going to be toward the top regardless, just because of the lines they're in. And I'm gonna keep wearing these through the summer, you know, see if they grow on me. But I know a lot of people have not been overly psyched about these two. Number 3 and number 2, really interesting. They are Scandal Elixir, Stronger With You Powerfully. The reason these are interesting, they both have cherry. They were announced at about the same time, toward the beginning of the year, and it was like, wow, is this the year of the cherry note, black cherry? Because it seemed like it. You know, you had both of these coming out, both big lines, big names, with that being the focal point. And then as you can see, everything else came out and no cherry. So I guess the answer is no, it's not the year of the cherry. So between these two, to me, Scandal has a little more of the cherry going on. It's a deep black cherry. It's not hyper sweet and sugary, not like a Tom Ford cherry note. Stronger With You Powerfully is more like taking that Stronger With You DNA and giving it like a little bit of a cherry undertone, right? So you can pick it up, but it's not really in your face. That being said, both of these smell great. So while I didn't really vibe with these I did. And number 1 is Purple Melancholia. Yeah, Purple Melancholia. This stuff has just shot up the rankings and hung out there ever since. And I gotta say, the more I've worn it, the more I like it. I've put a little dent into it already. I still don't like it more than Born in Roma Intense. That one's gonna be my favorite. But this is right up there with Yellow Dream Coral Fantasy. It's just as good as those, if not better. Lavender and Coconut, very simple note breakdown, but this stuff works spring, summer, and fall. Women love the fragrance, and it is infinitely better than Green Stravaganza, at least for me. Although to be fair, if you don't like the sweet stuff, Green Stravaganza might actually be the best one for you. And I wanted to look at this really quickly. Where would the One Parfum rank? Because this came out at the very, very end of 2025, so basically 2026. Because when I say the end, I mean the end of 2025. And it would actually be number 1. So if you want to count the One Parfum as 2026, it would be the most popular release so far. And I think it deserves that. I don't think it should have been released officially in 2025 because it got kind of shuffled right to the end, you know? This is fantastic. They brought the One back. They gave it this fresh coat of paint. It's an elevated take on the One, a little bit woodier. Great performance for this type of fragrance and just a wonderful scent. So there it is, kind of 1A, 1B, and there's the ranking. If you've been curious at all about what people are talking about, what people are buying, what people are reviewing, you know, all of that stuff, it's these. I wanna thank you for hanging with me. Let me know in the comments which fragrance to you is the release of the year. Stay safe out there, take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.